One of the most ironic things about being an African diplomat in the UN is that you're often defending the very system that you're marginalized in. I find that all the time so strange. And I myself have been one of the more ferocious defenders of that system, even while understanding the inequities and marginalizations of my own continent from them. What it means is that the expectation of Security Council reform as a form of favor or an act of inclusion is naive. You do not get included in the permanent ranks of the Security Council to be a substantive member who can wield the veto just because. You have to generate your own form of power and independence so that you sit at that table as an equal. As I like to provoke, you can go to the Security Council permanent membership like a proud peacock, but you may emerge like a plucked chicken. Because the Security Council veto and permanent membership is only one dimension of national power that is arrayed against other intelligence, security, economic, and political powers. So the question for Africa when it comes to multilateralism is to go beyond the demand for inclusion and look inward and talk about the demand for leverage. What is it that allows Africa the leverage to sit in the permanent ranks? What is it that allows Africa to demand a seat at the table and to get it, not because we've been left out, but because of our leverage? And to me, Julie, that comes to coming back to our institutions, our security architectures, reimagining and re-energizing them, coming back to the original reasons we build the African peace and security architecture, being true to that architecture, making sure that the parts of it that have been captured or diverted by others are retaken back into our hands so that we're able to use them. Finally, when it comes to some of those particular emergencies that you talked about, it seems to me that it doesn't take 193 members of the UN to decide on anything for the UN to move. What it requires is for a committed group of leaders, 5, 6, less than 10 committed African leaders can shift and change the multilateral system to be more responsive to Africa's definition of its interests.
Voice of Africa by Africans.